What is going on, everybody? We are back with another CCW review. I'm Nick,
And I'm Joe.
and we are reviewing Monday Night Raw from March 23rd, 2026. Before we get too far into this, be sure to like, subscribe, and do all of the things.
Yeah,
And
comment.
comment for the love of all you hold dear.
And let's talk about these shows. It
Yeah.
makes it a lot better when there's actual discussions and conversations.
It's not just us.
Yeah, I already know what he's gonna say most of the time.
Well, yeah, we're usually talking
Fresh
back and forth.
perspective.
We're usually talking back and forth through the show on Discord.
Honestly, I stopped taking notes, and my notes is just kind of my comments back and forth to you.
Um, so Raw straight out the gate tonight annoyed the shit out of me, with their over dramatized video packages. Okay, so we get this whole opening video of just a collage of things that had happened last week, and they get to the part about Brock Lesnar, and which is the very end of it, and it has this thing that pops up on screen that's like Sportskeeda or whatever, whoever it was that said it, Yahoo.com or something, was like, Obafemi performs a Herculean feat, and it's Obafemi powerbombing Brock Lesnar. And I'm like, guys, the only reason Brock Lesnar is the monster that he is because he's booked to be the monster that he is. Quite literally, almost anybody in WWE could powerbomb that man. And that's not to
Yeah,
take anything away
they're
from
all
how big
strong.
he is. He's a big dude. But
They're just
Obafemi's
trying to
not
put.
the only
They're just
one.
trying to put Femi over.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
they're just trying to get Femi over.
It drives me nuts because I'm like, you like way over dramatize this shit, which is your
They're
job.
they're so
But
That's the problem, though. Their build to WrestleMania is happening so late that they're trying to get this thing jump started and going because they've done a very poor job of building it so far.
now, if you wanna come out and like, if Obafemi comes out and power bombs, I don't know, Omos, right? And then you want to be like Herculean feet. At that point, I'm like, I'm riding with you. I got you. Like that's a big guy.
I mean, Lesnar's smaller than him, so he should be able to power bomb him.
No, that's really right. So yeah, I don't know. The whole Herculean feet thing immediately rubbed me the wrong way out the gate because I was like, that's just stupid. It's not. To be
It
honest,
didn't bother me. They're just trying. They're trying like hell to make people care about this match, and it's not working so far.
right. And then we get our in-ring segment. Brock Lesnar comes out with Heyman. He's got his F5 shirt on. I actually like the shirt. Uh,
Yeah.
it reminds me of the Gears of War, Gears 5 merch that they were doing back when Gears 5 was doing its thing.
Mm-hmm. Gears 5 shout out. Welcome to 2018.
Right. Uh, but yeah, I liked the shirt. Anyways, so basically, Heyman runs down all the major accomplishments of Lesnar. Like, he was the one in 21-1 for Undertaker's streak, and he's like, nobody has come down and decimated him. And he runs down a list, including the names, Ambrose, Lashley, Goldberg, etc. All the people that have tried to be.
He actually mentioned Ambrose.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I missed that.
That was actually, he says Goldberg didn't do it, Dean Ambrose didn't do it, Bobby Lashley didn't do it.
Goldberg actually squashed him in like 35 seconds, so that's untrue.
Right. And he's like, and Obafemi's not going to be the first. At this point, Oba's music hits. He comes out. He gets to the ring. Lesnar kicks him, goes to F5 him. Oba gets out, clotheslines him over the top. And I was like, well, that's 2 weeks in a row. We've made Lesnar look like a bitch. Congratulations.
Yeah, they're gonna have to allow him to get some heat on Oba
A little
for
bit.
this to make any sense.
Unless Oba squashes him at Mania.
That does nobody any good though.
With as many times as he squashed other people, he would get more out of squashing Lesnar than he got out of any of the other wins that he's done.
I don't disagree with that, but honestly, it just makes the kid seem like he can't work.
I
Maybe
mean,
I'm thinking of it I'm just thinking of it as an actual in-ring thing, I guess.
right.
It would be a spectacle if that's what they're going for.
My favorite thing about Oba is how the crowd reacts to him. So when people chant his name, they're like, "Oh," but and then a whole another smaller group will go, "Ooh," and that's how the chant goes back and forth. It reminds me of the like, anytime somebody chants for someone, and then like, you'll get like Cena, and somebody else will be like sucks, and then go back and forth like that. That's what this reminds me of.
Right. I don't know. I am still, the jury's still out on Obafemi for me. Like, I haven't seen enough of him. I missed a lot of his NXT stuff because, well, NXT became unwatchable
Well,
at that point.
I missed all of his NXT stuff, other than when he showed up on Stand and Deliver, which I'm not going to watch this year because it's not on the same day as Mania, so I don't care.
Yeah, what is it on, like, the Friday before, right?
Something like that. I'm not going to watch it. I watched it same day because I wasn't going to watch anything else or do anything else because like I'm gearing up for Mania. So like that was the thing
I
I
mean,
did.
technically, you can still watch it that same day.
I don't go back and rewatch most taped things. This past collision that I did, is the first time I've watched a show not live in probably 6 to 8 months. Well, no, that's a lie. Any of the overseas Raw stuff. But I watched it same day.
We didn't really have a choice then.
Yeah, I watched it same day though, so I mean, it is what it is.
Is it just because you're worried about social media ruining things for you?
No, if I miss it, I have this feeling of like, well, I missed it. It's not live anymore. Like I'm not watching it at the same time everyone else is, so I don't care as much.
See, I'm the opposite. I usually start things later on purpose. So
Well,
I
you're
can kinda...
super anti ads though. I don't care that much because I work through the ads, so I don't even notice the ones on Raw anymore. Other than a couple of really weird ones. There's a Skittles one going on right now that is disturbing.
I know the one you're talking about. I was humored and put off by the many different tax preparation ones.
Many different dicks. Yes.
The one where Penta shows up at a TurboTax facility or whatever, in full gear, just cracks me up for some reason.
The one where they're all singing poorly. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's him, Stephanie, and LA Knight. For some reason, that commercial, I like that commercial. It's funny to me for some reason.
Usually,
you know what commercial I hate? The fucking mobile commercial with Jey Uso in it.
Usually, the WWE ad commercials typically are pretty fun. Other than that one cricket one, I'm so tired. And both him and Bianca's cricket ones annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah, I hate the Slim Jim one too with Bianca in it.
I don't like the Slim Jim one. I'm not a Bianca fan though. I never have been.
I like her wrestling. I just her acting ability is subpar.
Wrestling's okay. And then
well, hell, she may not be able to do it with all her digits here soon.
Right.
Poor lady.
But no, it just I still get way more entertained by the fucking DoorDash ones than I should.
They're played out for me. The one where they're doing the splash in the ramen soup and they're holding up the bags instead of the belts and all that. It was funny and cool the first time I saw it, but they are overdoing the hell out of it.
Right. But we've also been seeing the same DoorDash commercials for 5 months now. So
at least 5 months.
I mean, Ciampa's still in one of them. So
he been gone. He had a whole title reign on the other program and everything.
Right. We get a vignette where Dom is basically like, "Hey, I'm going for my IC title." And then we start off with our first match of the night, WWE Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus the Vision. And it's Logan Paul and Theory because they're the only people left.
Yeah, they're the only ones healthy enough to wrestle.
For now. We get a clip of Tom Brady and Logan getting into it, and I really hope we're not building up to a Tom Brady wrestling match.
There's already shit out there stating that he's going to be at Mania. that they were negotiating with him to be at Mania.
I feel like that's where we're headed towards, and I just don't want to see Tom Brady wrestle, because if he comes in and he wrestles and he does well, it's going to make me hate the man even more than I already do, okay? I had to watch this man dismantle the Colts for like 20 years.
Yep. Not a good... no.
And this is legit just because I despise this man, okay? This has nothing to do with anything else. He's not even a bad dude. I just personally despise him for the years of torment this man has put me through as a fan.
Well, and between him and the referees and the office and all that, so they were allowed to cheat to win. So,
but with that being said, listen, I picked up the notes about the time Jey Uso hit his spear. My first note is I really hate Jey Uso's spear.
Yep. Can we just stop doing spears? Like, again, as we reiterate, one person in the entire industry should be doing a spear.
Right.
And it's Braun Breaker. Nobody else. Includes you, Roman.
Yeah, includes you. Stop it. You need to find a different move to be one of your 5 moves.
Well, you already do a running strike.
I'm just thankful the motherfucker did a power bomb tonight. That was new. Or at least it's newer.
He's done it before.
Like 10 years ago?
Yeah, usually with help. Usually it took 2 other people to put him up on his shoulders.
But yeah, so Logan Paul's about to use the brass knucks. LA Knight comes in, takes the knucks from Logan, tosses him into the ring. Jay just put him on right in front of the fucking ref and punched the shit out of Theory and got DQ'd. And as they were leaving, he looked back in the ring, seen Logan was standing in the ring, went in the ring and punched Logan. And you know what? I actually really liked this.
I liked it until the promo later where he just totally blamed LA Knight. But we'll get there.
Right. Because it excited me. Because I was like, finally we're getting some fire from this man that's not just him yeeting all over the place.
Oh, God.
I just... Like, it actually shows, like, some bad blood between the 2 groups. And that excites me. And I even put in my notes, I said this is going to lead to some form of no DQ match down the line. We get to that later. It's like I can see what's going on.
Right. It's like you can read the future.
We get an in-ring segment. Becky Lynch comes out. Honestly, I really liked this promo from her.
I did too.
She was
the whole segment wasn't bad. AJ's part was kind of lame, but not too bad.
She was like, I don't know why you guys keep cheering this woman. She disappeared for 10 years. Yeah, I took 10 months off, but I took 10 months off to give you guys a break because you guys were saying how much you were tired of seeing me. And then I came back and didn't even go for the world title. I went for the IC title.
Yep.
And she was like, she's like, but then I got to go home after losing the IC title, and my daughter's running around singing AJ Lee's entrance song and skipping, which made me laugh. And Becky was like, you talk about you're the best of the Divas era. I murdered the Divas era.
Stuck a knife in its heart.
At that point, AJ Lee comes out, and Becky runs off. AJ's like, yeah, you won't face me head on. Chicken shit. No, she didn't say that, but that's kind of how I was reading. She's like, you'll only attack from behind. She says, but you know what? I'm just going to have to embarrass you one more time at Mania. It'll be you 2. And then Becky's all like, you played into my trap. Like, that actually happened.
Yeah, because she totally baited her.
Yeah, she totally baited her into this match. AJ says, I'll show you why that I'm the best of my generation and your generation and maybe even the next one, and I'll also show you why I'm your daughter's favorite wrestler, which is one of my favorite lines of this whole thing.
Yeah, because her little thing is, I'm your wrestler's favorite wrestler. So pulling her daughter in that Becky set the groundwork for, it was a nice back and forth.
AJ says it'll be AJ versus Lynch at Mania for the title, and that's pretty much all that runs down to. Yep. Becky said Mania is my domain. Welcome to the big time. And then she threw the mic down in the most unbelievable throwdown. She tried to slam it down, but tried to do it very gently. It was like how people get laid onto announce tables. Which we'll get to later.
The powerbomb later wasn't getting laid on that table, though.
No, it wasn't. I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about usually when you see like, oh, I don't know, Damian Priest try to choke slam somebody onto a table.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you down very politely.
Backstage, LA Knight tells Jay he's sounding a lot like Roman, and Jimmy's like, yo, man, you should probably mind your words when you speak about family. And LA Knight's
Yeah,
like,
I'm so
huh?
tired of this shit.
Match 2, Grayson Waller versus Javon Evans. This is when I started working. My only note is Javon wins with the OG cutter. I don't.
I do not. I am.
I like Javon. You don't. You're not big on
I
him.
don't. I don't at all. I think he's all hype.
I mean, he is pretty hype.
Yeah. The energy, the walking to the rings, rubbing his hands together, is idiotic. But I hate all backstage segments like that where they're walking to the ring all unbelievably so.
Right.
And then he gets out and he's shaking the camera and shit. I don't know.
My problem with
He's for children and not for me.
I wouldn't say he's for children. That's pretty fucking demeaning. My problem.
He's a character, dude. He's just a fucking big, energetic character.
Wrestling is all about characters. That's what wrestling has always been about, is characters.
I know, and I don't care for this one.
But my problem with Javon isn't him. It's fans. And the reason it drives me nuts is people are 100% okay with the way that he wrestles. But if they watch any other wrestling promotion and see people flipping around and stuff, all of a sudden they then have a problem with it.
Tribalism, dude. The wrestling fan community, for the most part, is tribalistic and terrible, and just have a hard time enjoying anything.
Right. But I didn't care about this match because it's Grayson Waller. So.
Yeah, it was fine. It was a TV match, like you said. Javon won with his weird cutter.
Backstage, Heyman wants Pierce to schedule a street fight for the tag titles at Madison Square Garden next week. And Pierce is like, I'll think about it. And he's like, what do you mean you're going to? And then he stopped and he was like, oh, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for thinking about it. And he's like, oh, by the way, you wanted some time to talk about Seth Rollins. He's like, so that's now. Go ahead and head out there. And he's like, are you serious? Yes. So Heyman comes out. I loved this whole segment too.
I hated it at first until the very end of it.
So Heyman comes out and he's like, yeah, so I've currently, I'm alone. I've got nobody else here with me. He's like, and I've got this stalker named Seth Rollins. He's like, he's a man. He's been pushed too far. He said, I'm a man who's been pushed too far. Seth feels the same, and there's not enough room for the both of us. He's like, but you know what? What are we going to do? Have a match at Mania? He's like, I'm not that dumb. I know I would get my ass beat. He's like, but sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And then Seth comes out and stands on the announce table, takes off all of his stupid. I'm so tired of him coming out in the gear at this point. Like, we know who you are.
We know you're. Yeah, exactly.
But he comes out. At least they didn't do the fucking Masked Man Shuffle this week. So he comes out, gets on the table, and some fake cops show up. And Heyman at this point is like, I told you a man's got to do what a man's got to do, and the men in my family are snitches. He says, I have a restraining order on you, and you're going to prison. And while you're in prison, your wife's going to leave you because she can't be with a felon, and then she's going to go and marry half the locker room, and then have to have Child Protective Service come in and take the child away from her. And at that point, I'll adopt your daughter. As he's going down this tirade, Seth is being walked
ushered out by the police,
out through the crowd or down the ramp, side of the ramp or whatever, and they get to the point where he's pretty much at the ramp. Right as he's like, yeah, I'm going to adopt your daughter. And at that point, Seth just takes off back down the ramp, slides into the ring, punches Heyman in the face.
Heyman fell like a fucking bag of bricks, man. I thought he was going to hit his neck on the fucking bottom rope.
And then at that point, the cops come in, they grab him, they handcuff him. And it's the first time I think I've seen someone get handcuffed out since Austin. I'm sure there was one other somewhere in between there.
Yeah, they've done it over the years, but that's the very iconic one.
Yeah. That's the one that I remember, the one that matters.
Exactly.
So then we get what's going to be my match of the night: the Kabuki Warriors versus Lyra and Bailey.
Yeah, it was a fine match. I mean, it's not like there was another match on this card that was even
Worth a
really
damn?
remotely close or worth a damn. That's you're not wrong. The
It
wrestling
is.
was very light.
It is so hard to watch WWE week to week wrestling
Yeah,
after watching
it's
AEW's week to
storylines
week
and
wrestling.
promos, man. Yeah,
But then
yeah,
again, it's also hard to watch AEW's week to week promos because
yeah,
of how good
yeah,
WWE's are. Like if we could get
yeah.
a merging of the two,
Well, Tony Khan tried, man. $6.9 billion. I mean, what can you do?
I just mean a merging of the two styles. Like if we could get wrestling from AEW and the promos from WWE in some
Yeah,
like it would the product would feel like it was,
nearly
1999
perfect.
again. But like
Let's go 90. Yeah, 99's fine. 99's probably their best year as
but
far as all of that.
um but yeah, so Lyra ends up winning the match though. She hits the Nightwing on Kyrie to get the win. Asuka slightly before that got Bailey to bellied onto the announce table.
Looked like it hurt too.
Yeah, it did. That announce table got some hell tonight.
Yeah, it looks like she caught an edge or something.
But then
Or she sold it really well. She's a
she
really good performer.
she did get off of the table, but she got baseball slid by Lyra right afterwards. That's when Lyra slid Kyrie into the ring, hit the
Yeah, she
Nightwing
had a
and got the win.
double drop kick through the ropes.
Post match, they want a match with Nia and Lash next week.
Yeah, them and the other the other bits of the women's division.
Fuck, I gotta watch that. I really don't want to.
Nia's your favorite wrestler. We know.
Boy, if you guys want to hear me run down someone on fucking on a video, watch next week's. It's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Or yeah.
She's gonna give me a reason.
She's part of the reason we don't do SmackDown.
She's gonna give me a reason because she's gonna wrestle. That's all I need.
Just her appearance just does it for you.
Backstage, Dragon Lee and Penta meet up with ISHO Speed, and I don't care. I tuned out for this whole segment because I don't care.
I don't either.
And then the next segment, ISHO Speed runs into Danhausen, and I still don't care. Danhausen couldn't save this segment for me, even though, you know what, I'm glad he got cursed. It could, like you said, it couldn't have happened to a better man.
Yeah, I liked the segment only because Danhausen cursed ISHO Speed. The problem is we don't get to see the result of that.
Right.
Like, how was he cursed? Did a bag of sand fall from the ceiling and hit ISHO Speed on his way out of the building? Like, I need to see the results of this curse.
Maybe we'll get lucky and his plane will get canceled on his way to Mania.
His tickets revoked.
Backstage for the third time in a row, Asuka and Kyrie. Asuka says that Kyrie needs to make this loss up to her. As she's walking off, Io comes in to check on her, and she's like, "You deserve better to be treated than to be treated like this." At which point, we get the traditional Kyrie, and
Yeah, Asuka barely made it off of the screen before Io popped on. It was weird.
yeah. At this point, she's approached by Raquel Rodriguez, who's like 2 sizes bigger than Io. I don't.
She's massive compared to Io. She's almost 2 heads taller than Io.
Dude, she's like 2 of Io. Like I was like Io had to like look up like she was looking into the sun to look up at Raquel. Dude, it was crazy. Anyways, Raquel shows up and she wasn't happy with Io's involvement last week. She's like, "Oh, you lost your friend, so you're trying to make a new friend." And who did she wrestle last week? Was it Stephanie?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Anyways, she was like, "I want a match with," and Io's like, "You're on." So they're gonna have a match next week. So
It'll probably be very well wrestled.
probably. Then we get match 4. It's the IC match. Dom versus Penta. During the entrance, Dom's coming out with Liv, and Vaquera attacks Liv from behind, and they have a nice little brawl into the back.
It was not. It was probably the best segment of the thing. It looked like they were throwing live rounds out there.
Yeah, it did. They eventually pulled Vaquera off, and then Liv screamed. That was fun.
Yep.
During all of this, I guess JD McDonut decided to come out, even since he was standing in the back watching all the fighting happen.
Yep. Dom needs help, man.
Yeah, he does. Everybody does, especially the Samoans. Anyways, we'll get there. So, during the match, speaking of JD McDonut, he gets involved, but as he starts to get involved, Finn Balor's music hit, and I got mad because I for sure thought him going face would give him his old music back. It did not.
I mean, he had some of his old music. He had the dun 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 dun. I mean, it's not the demon.
That's a part of his new music, though. Like it's.
No, is it?
Yeah, it's just a redone version of his old song. I want his actual just old music back. It was so much better.
That could be said about pretty much all the music in WWE.
That's true. Except for Roman. I actually really like Roman's song.
Roman's is really good. I give you that. There's a couple of them that are really good, but it used to be...
Stephanie Vaquera's music sucks now, dude. She had a banger, and then they changed it.
Yep.
Anyways, so, as we were saying, Finn comes out. McDonough runs to take him out, but he gets thrown basically off to the side of the stage. During all of this distracts Dom long enough up on the turnbuckle. He goes for his splash. Penta gets the knees up, rolls up. Dom gets the win. Post-match, which, by the way, this match sucked.
Yeah, it was awful. Dom is not good, man.
No.
I don't get it. How you can be related to Rey Mysterio Jr. and be this bad in the ring.
Sometimes you have a very gifted kid as a legendary wrestler, and she goes on and
you have a Curtis Axel,
and she goes on to win 17 championships of her own. And then sometimes you have a kid and they're a bastard. I just compared Charlotte to Dom, by the way, for those of you that don't know. And
hey, I caught it.
And or like you said, sometimes you have a Curtis Axel.
At least he didn't get called a Henning.
or what was the other really bad one? It was
there's been several.
DiBiase's kid.
DiBiase, who he just escaped a ton of bullshit.
Yeah, he did. So Finn takes Dom out. McDonough tries to get involved again, but Balor takes him out again. Dom ends up running away before he can get the coup de grace on him. And then
so Dom just beats the mess out of McDonough and coup de grace him.
Yeah, well, Balor does. Dom was too busy running.
Yeah. While Dom watched.
But yeah, Dom just watched it all happen, like the good friend that he is. Here's my problem with this. I am all for this match happening, but I was more for this match happening back when Dom was IC champ. Now we're just going to have a blow-off match for no reason, other than to have the blow-off match. And
yeah, pretty much. Who knows? Penta might be involved, because what's Penta doing at Mania?
I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I like Penta as IC champ. I'm glad that he got it. I just feel like it should have been Finn Balor to beat Dom for it. I feel like that's what they were originally building up for, and then just something changed somewhere. They might be having Dom wrestle for his stupid whatever title, the Mega Championship.
AAA Mega Championship.
So
maybe we'll see.
After all that happens backstage, Punk is about to walk out through the curtain, and Jimmy is like standing there, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but be careful with what you say. My brother's on a warpath." And Punk just smiles at him and walks out. Punk comes out and is basically like, I mean, y'all heard what Jimmy had to say. He's like, apparently, no one in that family can do anything without anyone else in their family being involved. He was like, Jay can't do it. Jay can't do it without Jimmy. Roman can't do it without them. They can't do it without Roman. So he called out the whole family, as he should. He was like, in last week, Roman said that any Samoan that wants to come rough him up can, and not one Samoan has even looked at me crossed. He was like, he said, the one thing Roman said that did make him mad is Roman calling him old. And he was like, and it's not that he called me old that made me mad, it's who said it. And he was like, this young boy doesn't get to disrespect me and call me old. He's like, and Boston starts calling him old. And he's like, yeah, I'm not ashamed of being old. If I was ashamed, I'd be using Just for Men to cover up my gray beard like Roman does.
Thank God he leaned into it, because had he not, the crowd was ready to just eviscerate that shit. Because let's be real, it's stupid.
It is. He was like, age is just a number, but he doesn't feel old. He said at WrestleMania, this old man is going to time and not do it. I kept waiting for him to be like, to play into the whole, this old man, he played one thing. I was waiting for it. It never happened. Thank God.
Yeah, this promo by Punk was not very good.
He said, you're gonna go out, you're gonna go back there and oil yourself up with oil and jizz, and I lost my shit.
Which was a little crazy for a PG show,
right?
I get some confused children at ringside going, "Daddy, what's jizz?"
And he's like, I'll fight all the Samoans, and we could start with Jay. And Jay comes to the ring. At which point, Jay's like, you're just out here running your... And Jay's very exasperated, fucking, like, this man...
Angry face.
This man is like, he goes full angry and sounds like he's just always out of breath.
Well, that's his whole gimmick.
Right. And he didn't even yeet his way on out. Like, he just walked like a normal goddamn human being. Anyways... Punk is like, all right, if you want a match, we can do it right here. I ain't even got to suit up because I'm a fighting champion. Punk was ready to throw down. At which point Jimmy came out, and Jimmy was like, yo, Jay, you need to get cooler heads prevail. We're tag champs right now. We need to worry about that instead of going through with this shit.
He's like, your anger has cost us the match earlier tonight. It's going to cost you now. Blah 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 blah. Trying to let cooler heads prevail. Did not work.
Right. And then at that point, Jay was like, matter of fact, where's Roman even at? He ain't here, but I am. At which point, Roman's music hits. Roman comes in, and he was like, yo, last time I checked, y'all already had a tag match, and it's done. So I'm going to say this as respectfully as I can. Get your brother and get out my ring. It's nice to see he's still a dick to family. It's never going to change.
Yeah, this whole dynamic is confusing.
At that point, Punk says, you might as well stay. He's going to need your help.
Yeah. Which was the best part. That's the best line he had all night. And he wasn't wrong.
No. So at that point, Jay rushes him. He punches Jay in the fucking mouth. Jay falls. Jimmy walks up and wraps up Punk. Almost... so on one hand, it almost kind of looked like he was wanting to fight, but on the other hand, it looked like he was just trying to, like, restrain him to get him away from everything, because Jimmy almost
what he did was he held him and got him Superman punched.
He ends up holding him and gets him Superman punched, but I don't think that was his intent when he ran up and grabbed him. Like, I thought he was legit just trying to get him out the fucking ring, like, dude, you need to bounce type shit. Because I feel like Jimmy's the one caught in the middle of all this shit.
He's the only one that to be real, his acting is the only one that seems realistic, because he feels like he's playing an actual fucking person.
Right. But yeah, so Jimmy holds him. He gets Roman runs up, Superman punches him. Jimmy gets Jay out of the ring. And Jay starts screaming, "Get him! Get him!" I don't think he actually said "oos," but I threw that in there because he always says,
"You know what to do. You know what to do."
He's basically telling him, "Get him! You know what to do." And then Roman continues to beat down Punk, takes him to the outside of the ring, tosses him into the turnbuckle post. Clears off. Well, he didn't even clear off the table. He just powerbombs him into the table.
Yeah, he just powerbombed him on the hood of the table.
But yeah, he powerbombs him on the table. The crowd was actually chanting for Roman to do it again. I was very confused on what the crowd wanted. other than
Yeah,
chaos.
there is no other table.
Other than chaos.
He'd have had to get one of those Slim Jim ones out from underneath the ring.
As they were going off air, Punk was laughing, saying, "I'm okay. I don't need help. He's the one that needs help. He always needs help."
Which is funny.
And then he was like, "I'm still best in the world," and it went off the air. I actually enjoyed all of it. I thought it was very well done. I had a moment of, why the fuck is Jay out here? I really don't want to listen to him. But as everything played out, I was more okay with it because he got punched in the mouth. So that's always nice.
I think this is leading to Jay screwing Roman and Punk going over.
I think what it is going to lead to is Jay is going to accidentally screw Roman over.
Either way,
and I don't think it's
result is the same.
I don't think it's gonna be on purpose. I do think it's gonna lead to Punk winning, and I do think it's gonna start some shit between Roman and Jay, and they'll probably have their second match because they had that one like 3 years ago.
You mean Roman and Jimmy? Or no, you are talking about
Jay.
Okay.
I just hope it doesn't.
He was wanting another Uso brothers at WrestleMania moment.
No. Here's what I don't want. I don't want this to eventually turn into Jimmy and Jay getting mad at each other again. No one needs another Jimmy Jay match ever again.
Never, ever.
Might be a top 5 worst match ever in the history of the WWE.
It's one of the worst matches at a WrestleMania. I can tell you that.
Well, it is probably the worst WrestleMania match ever. I don't.
Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez.
Like I said, it might be the worst.
No, nothing is worse than the Undertaker Giant Gonzalez match. Take your Undertaker bias out of it. It was awful. Even Taker is like, that's a fucking stinker of a match.
Well,
Taker could not save that.
Yeah.
Nope. To be fair, nobody could.
It's because it's Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah, he was not good.
He was
not good.
The Great Khali of back then.
Worse. Great Khali would work circles around him.
Great Khali only chopped people in the face. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and still was a better worker than Giant Gonzalez.
So here's my big problem with Giant Gonzalez and anyone that is ever big.
That jumpsuit.
I actually liked the jumpsuit.
That jumpsuit was awful.
It was, but I liked it because it was different. It was a character. Again, it's why I like Leo Rush right now. But we'll get into that
Leo
another
Rush
day.
Doing good work.
So there's this thing that happens with big men. I don't even like it when smaller men do it. There's one very specific wrestling move that I think is one of the worst wrestling moves of all time. And it's
bear hug.
I actually understand the bear hug. It makes sense. I've been bear hugged by actual people. It does not feel good. It hurts.
No, you know who my cousins are, or one of my cousins is, and I was much smaller than him.
Right. No, I don't like any version of the claw ever. I never have. It is the dumbest.
Because it's a rest hold with somebody's hand just on your head.
The problem is it's not even a believable move in terms of pain. It's stupid.
I mean, if you're squeezing somebody's temples, that could be painful.
Not with one hand.
Hey, I'm just giving you giving you what they're trying to sell the move at.
Now, I don't mind the two-hand squishing the head things that I've seen people do. That's fine. It makes sense. There's two hands. But you don't have enough strength in your fucking fingers, I don't care how big you are, to drop me to my knees. Especially if you're as small as one of the fucking, who were the guys that were in AEW that were all doing it? Was Russ...
The Dark Order?
No. I mean, there are also some of them. It's the famous family that teamed up with Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, the fucking...
Von Erichs?
The Von Erichs, yeah. The Claw.
Yeah, they all did it. And I was like, no, stop. It sucks.
Hey, man, it was the 70s. That shit was over. But they should have left that shit in the 70s.
So was bushy muffs and porn, but that eventually stopped. I'm just saying, certain things need to be left in the past. The Claw is one of them. Okay.
as well as well as wet.
Bushy
I
muff.
can't even say it. Damn.
As well as
I'm
oil
dying
and
over
jizz.
Thanks, punk.
That was such. I don't know if he meant to say oiled up and all that jazz, or if he legit meant to say oiled and
No,
jizzed.
he meant to say jizz.
But I
It'd be
laughed.
interesting to know if there's a conversation that'll be had.
He smiled after he said it, so like,
Yeah, he clearly probably wasn't supposed to. He knew he was probably gonna have to have a conversation.
well, apparently, who was it? Somebody just got fined in WWE, like a lot of fucking money,
Oh, I just saw that.
and it was because they shared a
Tama
Tama Tonga from sharing like a video from backstage on SmackDown, and apparently it didn't show anything. Like, I don't know. There's some weird shit that people get fined for. And to be fair, there's been some weird shit people have gotten in legit trouble for. Like, people hugging at the end of a fucking house show match.
Well, that's before kayfabe was dead, man.
Well, I know. It's still stupid. More in retrospect than probably at the time. But
Hey, the guy who got punished the hardest in that scenario is now the boss. So
that's true. It all worked out for him. Especially after he worked. Anyways, we're not going to go there. I had a pretty... listen, anytime there was acting and soap opera bullshit to have had, I pretty much enjoyed the show. Anytime there was wrestling, I tried to ignore it as much as I possibly could. Because their wrestling is boring. Interestingly enough, I came up with this weird thing that I kind of now wish AEW did. So I got to watch 2 collisions in back-to-back nights. Well, technically I watched them both in one day, but it was separated by a few hours.
You got to watch 1-hour shows.
And I almost kind of wish they just ran like 4 or 5 1-hour shows a week. Like, you can record them all at the same time, but you could like split them up into 1-hour bite-sized chunks. And I almost felt like it was more enjoyable that way.
Why NXT was so good back in the day, dude. It was 1 hour. The black and gold stuff, it was 1 hour. They still somehow squeezed in like 3 matches, and it was just fucking really good.
But
and it was on the network, so they didn't have commercials really.
Well, and here's my other thing that I really... I say that, but I also wish what they would do instead, unless it was a full-time thing. Like, if they didn't want a full-time thing where it was like I said, 4 1-hour shows a week, I could probably be cool with that. However, what I don't want, because of their setup right now, I don't like them having to split it up the way that they're splitting up just because of NCAA. What I would rather them do, and I don't know why they don't do this anyways, because it would almost give people at least a reason to get Max, is put the show on in its normal time on Max, since it's pre-recorded any fucking ways. That way, if you want to watch it on Max, you can watch it on Max. And then air it after the basketball game on Max.
Yeah.
And
at its normal time.
And
whatever the TV agreement was.
And then that actually gives people an incentive to get Max, because you're like, hey, guess what? You can watch your wrestling at the normal time instead of having to wait for a show to be over or a sports thing to be over.
It's a conflict because they're also pushing their My AEW thing now too, which is a completely different streaming thing to the Max thing. It's their whole setup is strange over there.
But My AEW is strictly for foreign people because they're trying to get away from Triller. And it's strictly because they can't get Max in other countries. Max isn't available in other countries. So that's why My AEW.
Yeah, but they advertise it over here too, though.
Well, that's because they're showing it. It's
one broadcast.
It's one broadcast. But yeah, no, I just think it would be like they would get more people to subscribe to Max or My AEW. You could be like, yeah, it'll air on My AEW and Max at its normal time.
Right after it's recorded.
So if you don't want to wait for the basketball to be over, there you go.
Which would have been handy because I would have watched I would have watched the second because I missed the second Collision
And it was
because I
better
didn't
than the
want to wait
first.
that late. I know.
He's
I
like,
missed out on the best
It's
parts.
like I didn't want to wait that late. You were still up. You messaged me at 1:30 in the morning.
Thanks, Mom. Way to keep track of me. I probably
track. You
fallen
messaged
asleep
me.
and woke up. Okay. Yeah, probably. I do that. I'd be messaging you all kinds of hours, dude. Like I know, like most of the time I message you, you're not even awake yet.
As a matter of fact, what was this? 2:57. He was like, "Yeah, Josh Alexander allegedly got hurt during that match."
Yeah, I had fallen asleep and woke back up.
It was a pretty good night of wrestling, though. It was. It was. Apparently, Josh Alexander got hurt. I don't know if you watched the video I sent you. It looked like he was selling like anybody else normally would.
Fucking Mike Bailey, dude, and his stupid fucking jumping knee thing. Uh, Alexander got his knees up, and he could have got a fucking fractured fucking leg. Or hopefully, it's just like a bruise or something. But he didn't return to the match, so
Right. Shit happens, man. It's wrestling. It's wrestling.
I know. But I just hate that stupid move.
Well, you hate everything about this man. That's so.
Not everything. Just his mullet, his fucking non-fucking shoe wearing ass, and that stupid move.
I actually like the knee move.
So yeah, his whole existence, pretty much. Yeah.
I do hate his boots though, or lack thereof. That is, the mullet doesn't bother me, but I also rocked a mullet for a year, so not willingly. Let me mind you, I was
You
trying
were trying.
to grow my hair out, and it stopped at mullet for some reason. It was some bullshit, is what it was. In fact, Joe and I became friends during the mullet phase. That's how I knew the
Oh,
friendship
yeah.
was real.
I remember the mullet phase quite fondly. Quite fondly.
Listen, wasn't nobody else with a mullet as nice as mine popping them threes I was popping.
I remember you running on the basketball court with that mullet just flapping behind you.
Listen, nobody could fuck with us in 2v2 there, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, ran a lot of 2v2 at the old playground basketball court.
Anyways, reminiscing aside, join us Wednesday, or maybe tomorrow, depending on when I decide to put out this 2K review.
WWE
So,
The what?
the 2K review. We still got that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can do that tomorrow. That'll work.
Well, we're going to record it tonight, but I'll put it out tomorrow, is what I'm saying.
That's fine.
So, yeah, or join us for our Dynamite review Wednesday, whichever one makes you happy. Regardless, we'll see you all next time. Deuces.
Later.